Hey y'all, welcome to Monday Night Mashup. I'm Katie Freeman.
And I'm Nicole Dennis.
Efforts are now underway in Iraq to take back the city of Mosul, an Islamic State stronghold and second largest city in Iraq. The Iraqi government, along with help from the Kurdish and allied forces, launched their mission earlier today when forces began to move towards the city. The city, which has a civilian population of nearly 1.5 million people, has been under Islamic State control since 2014. Although the mission is already underway, the UN has expressed concern over the safety of the civilians living in the area. The United States is providing air and ground support to help the government and Kurdish forces.
Election day is soon approaching, and the presidential candidates are unleashing their remaining campaign strategies. Donald Trump is still trying to recover from the airing of the video recording his lewd remarks toward women. The release of email transcripts by WikiLeaks has not seemed to affect Hillary Clinton's campaign, though many of them contradict some of her public statements. Polls in many of the swing states show Clinton is leading, though Trump is ranking first in states like Ohio and Utah. Third-party and independent candidates each reach less than 10% in the swing states, with the exception of Evan McMullin, who comes in second and only 1 point behind Trump in Utah, his home state.
And with exactly 3 weeks to go until the 2016 elections, the presidential candidates are gearing up for their third and final debate. Chris Wallace of Fox News will be moderating the debate this Wednesday in Las Vegas, Nevada. It will start at 9 o'clock Eastern Time, and it will air on all major news networks. And with the election just 21 days away, many people have already begun casting their absentee ballots. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I live in Greenville, so it's only an hour and 30 minutes away, so I'm just going to go home the day of.
Yeah, I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm driving home that weekend and doing early voting, but I know that student government here at University of South Carolina is helping students register for absentee voting, so if you haven't done that yet, check to see if that's still going on and if you are still eligible.
After the break, Daniella has your weather forecast for the week.
Hi, I'm Daniella DeRobbio with your 7-day weather forecast. Tomorrow is going to be a high 86 degrees going into Wednesday with a high 87. Thursday is going to have a high 85 degrees and Friday a high 78. Going into the weekend, we have 70 degrees Saturday and 74 degrees Sunday. Going into next Monday, which is a high 77. The football team may have had a bye week this week, but find out after the break which sports team ran campus this weekend. We have Chris Rivera on sports coming up after the break.
Thank you, Daniella. Although the Gamecocks have the week off on the gridiron, the women's soccer team was at home on Sunday taking on the Florida Gators. The game was a nail-biter, and after completing the first 90 minutes without a score, the game went to overtime. The Gamecocks would strike first in overtime on a goal from Chelsea Adrenin in the 103rd minute to take the game on 1-0. The win extends USC's unbeaten streak to 15 games, a school record. The women's soccer team will be back in action this Thursday as they travel to Nashville to take on the Vanderbilt Commodores. And just 1 day earlier, the men's soccer team was also at home, taking on the Blazers of UAB in an important CUSA matchup. This game was also a tight one, that is until Danny Deacon scored a goal in the 68 minutes to put the Gamecocks on 1-0. And that all the Gamecocks would need this time, as that score would hold to be on the final USC victory. The win extends USC's unbeaten streak to 5 games and brings their overall record to 8-3-1. Men's soccer will be back at Stowe Stadium on Tuesday, taking on the Demon Deacons on Wake Forest University. Coming up next, your Halloween costume choices may be limited because of a scare spreading across the nation. Stay tuned after the break.
Welcome back to Monday Night Mashup. If you were planning on donning a white mask with a red nose and some crazy hair, you might be out of luck, unless you plan to make it yourself. Target is taking scary clown masks off the shelves for this Halloween. Because of the creepy clown scare growing in popularity, Target thought it best not to sell clown masks at their stores or online. Police in multiple states are saying that the clown-related pranks are getting out of control. I mean, really, the guys were just clowning around.
But you guys hear about Ronald McDonald, right?
I heard he ended up in jail.
Don't worry, he's hanging out with his buddy, the Hamburglar.
So he's good. He's got company.
He's good.
Thanks for watching this edition of Monday Night Mashup. We'll see you next week. To find out what else you can do this weekend, check out the next episode of Weekend Preview. And for more news updates, be sure to follow us on Twitter at SGTV News 4. Thanks for joining us and have a great week.
The South Carolina State Fair is back. The fair has so